match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Wentz. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Down! 185! Here we go, D. Here I come. Who's right, Chief? Ready to run. Here I come again. He's coming.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Time to go, night. Go, Chief. Back. Express. Ringo. Check.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs, and he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Down. 188. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I know he ain't got it. '93. Mike, 53. What's up? Mike. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all mine. Watch twits. Bang.
So that'll back him up 5. Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6.
Jim. Tighten up. Check the backer.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. It's complete to Graham. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really nice gain of 25 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
Whip. Watch the whip. He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. He's at the 50, the 40, 20, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Down. Mike 51. I got you, son.
From the gun, it's Carr. It's caught. Nelson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Down. Check 52. Right Monday, down. Rip. Check 52. Out.
On 1st down, it's Jacobs, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Hey, we got Mike. OP. Mike 53. Not here. Check up.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that'll set him back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Running the toss here to Jacobs. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. 6-0 our score after 1. 2nd quarter from Oakland. The homestanding Raiders with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August the 3rd. Champ Bailey, Pat Bolin, Gil. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 30, 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Howard, 67 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And as he approaches to kick it off, he might be thinking this could be a 14-0 lead with a couple of PATs as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They go play action here on first down. That's caught by Waller out left side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing. But there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
And then wondering, someone like Le'Veon Bell took the year off, now a new offense. But if he starts going like he used to, he's obviously going to be a good one.
Fresh legs is what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap, and they're going to leave him in there throughout. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to pitch it around the park a bunch. Don't be surprised if he gets a little love, too.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Carr. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Carr to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. Wentz now on first down. Looking for Ertz, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, Charles, if you think so far in the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. Able to find Warner. That's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Carr now on first down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Check 3, check 3. 36, 37.
Throwing now is Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Brandon Graham picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
You better talk to your boy. You better talk to your boy. I'm going to protect you.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the run, watch the run.
The final shot here before half for Carr. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's get up. Low. The field, D. Switch.
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the twist. Kill. Kill. No. Off.
To throw his Carr. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, let's go. 6-6. Pull it high.
To throw, it's Carr. It's a screen to Richard. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Express. Motion. Reset.
Here we go on 4th down with Carr. That's to his running back, complete. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the 1st down conversion. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Throw from Carr complete to Renfro. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Eagles' 28-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Now Carr again. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Fletcher Cox able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Let's go, Greystone, travel. Let's go, defense.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carl Joseph came roaring in on the safety blitz.
These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
This is Howard on second down. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. Ertz over the middle. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Doug Patterson keeping the offense on the field. They're going on 4th down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's go. 53, Mike 53. Check, 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 check.
Throwing his Wentz. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now Carr. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Wentz. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Oh, it's loose, and the Raiders have it. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This is caught inside the 15. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown, 52 yards, as his guys are back within a single score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively,
They have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and then, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
They run with Howard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first, they go right back to Howard. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now, there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
Makes the score Eagles 36, Raiders 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
36-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
To throw again. Carr. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the gun, it's Carr. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. It's complete to Graham. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Ryan Grant, 68 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting... They do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Howard. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Defense wins championships, baby.
93.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, Alpha.
Hey, I'm coming. Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Hand me.
Quiet, team, we're pretty quiet.
One final try now for Carr. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off,